Hello, CSTA members. We're excited that you've joined us here today to learn a little bit more about Pluralsight and how it can impact your world as educators. This is your Pluralsight team. Lindsay Newman is our Chief Impact Officer. She is in charge of everything Pluralsight One, their initiatives, bringing new people on in terms of nonprofit organizations as well as education. Troy Goldbranson, who's our project manager, he's in charge of everything Pluralsight One in terms of the platform and how it is built out and presented. And then myself, Zach Mikesell, Solutions Architect, who will be walking you through the demonstration today, talking about why education is important and how we can help you as educators in your world. Our time today will be focused around these main topic areas, talking about today's technology landscape and what it means for those students coming through the education system. Pluralsight One, what we do, who we are, how we align with your initiatives in relation to the praxis exam and making sure that your students are equipped with the knowledge that they need in order to move into their career. We're going to be showing you a learning demonstration of the platform, how to move within the platform, what's included in each offering, and then determining which offering is best for you based off of what your goals are as an educator. Technology makes the impossible possible. It reshapes reality. It powers disruptive ideas, but not everyone has access to it, and not everyone knows how to apply it. Pluralsight exists to democratize technology skills, to help people solve problems, inspire major breakthroughs, and unleash human potential, to give everyone, everywhere, the opportunity to create a better future. Pluralsight One is our commitment to drive significant, lasting social impact by improving equal access to technology skills and investing in catalytic solutions. The landscape of technology job opportunities is expansive. The tech industry is experiencing the fastest growth in terms of job opportunity, rate of employment, and pay. And that outlook is shared from the years of 2014 to 2024 over a 10-year period. This is going to provide your students an awesome opportunity to provide a career for themselves that could potentially support their families, their dreams, and allow them to not only have an impact on their career, but also an impact on the communities in which they live and work. Pluralsight One is committed to providing CSTA members with the knowledge and skill sets that they need in order to empower their students to gain the knowledge that's necessary for applicability of these technology skills, no matter what their future may hold. Pluralsight One is our commitment to creating opportunity through technology skill development. We do that in 4 different areas. Opportunity, we increase access to technology skills development and promote inclusion across the globe. Education, revolutionizing the way the world learns and addresses the root issues contributing to the increasing technology skills gap to prevent nonprofit organizations, educators, and the populations they support from becoming left behind. And employability, equipping individuals with the technology skills that they need to access dignified employment, thrive, and keep pace in any industry. And innovation, we're committed to investing in catalytic solutions that accelerate our mission, helping those and also helping to democratize technology learning across the globe. Along with that, Pluralsight One creates freedom, equality, and opportunity by helping learners to develop the technology skills needed to build better lives and a better future for us all. Here are a couple of the problems that are encountered when communities are lacking or individuals are lacking in technology skills. Today's young people, aged 15 to 24, make up 18% of the global population, but 40% of the global unemployed. The global poverty rate could be reduced by more than half if all adults completed secondary education. Education is critical for the future and fundamental to closing the skills gaps that exist in today's world. With limited access to quality technical resources for educators, we align really well in that department in terms of what your key initiatives are or what outcomes you hope for. The first one being the way that we align with the content, especially relating to the praxis certification. So we cover all the main areas in terms of having the right content to get those or fulfill those areas of expertise. So impacts of computing, algorithms and computation thinking, programming, data, computer systems, and networks. We focus in all these areas, and we've put together specific packages that cover all of this within the platform that's easy to navigate, easy to find, and easy to learn from. With the help of Troy and our content services team, we've been able to put together what are called channels, which we'll talk about in the demonstration. Essentially what these are bundles of courses that are relating to each area of the Praxis certification, knowing that not everyone is going after their Praxis certification. We understand that those skills still apply. So we're giving all CSTA members access to these channels and to the courses that are included within in order to empower you with the knowledge and skill sets that you need in order to articulate and teach your students everything that they need to know around technology and help them to continue their education and grow their opportunities as they progress through their life. Now that I've given you some background into why we're having this conversation today in terms of the landscape, the technology opportunities for jobs and growth, also how that can impact your students, what Pluralsight is and what we're committed to doing, and how we align with the initiatives of educators, let's go ahead and jump into the software and see exactly what that looks like. The first thing I'm going to start with today is going to be around the offering that's available free of charge to CSTA members. You'll notice when you log in, you'll have access quickly to what are called channels. Channels are going to be sets of courses or buckets of courses that we've put together from a Pluralsight team, utilizing not only Troy from the product management standpoint, but also from our content services team to make sure or ensure that all of the courses are aligned to each particular area or discipline within the Praxis certification. So you'll see channels around impacts of computing, computer science exam prep, Praxis prep. We also have algorithms and computational thinking, programming, data, and others. Now these channels are set to empower you with all of the courses that you need to help you move down a guided path toward that learning, getting you ready for that Praxis certification. So now that I've talked to you a little bit about what channels are, and we have a better idea of what they will do in terms of helping us learn, why don't we go ahead and jump into one of these channels to see a little bit more about what's included. So here I have a jumping off point for the computer science exam prep or Praxis. Looking at this, you'll see multiple links, and these are going to link you into individual channels to help start to guide your learning. We're going to go ahead and jump into the impacts of computing channel. This is going to be talking about this specific subject. So you'll see one of these courses is included in this channel. You'll also have links out to other sites on the web, the importance of computer science education, resources for closing the digital divide, and digital literacy. What is Programming is one of our more popular courses. It's been exciting. It's one that I've taken personally. It's a great course and I recommend it to everybody. It is going to be very influential in your learning around impacts of computing. Jumping back out, we'll take a look at another channel. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at data? This is going to include links as well. So database infrastructure fundamentals, introduction to data storage and management technologies. But one of the things you'll notice here is more of those courses that are included within Pluralsight. So you'll have solving math problems with JavaScript, data science with R. All courses that are going to be related, once again, to these specific areas, data, in this example, keeping all these channels segmented, which makes your learning more structured and organized, making it easier to complete and accelerating that process for you as a learner. Now that we have an understanding of what channels are and how they can be utilized to organize our learning experience, let's go ahead and take a look at what's included in some of the courses, what they look like, and how they're used. So here you'll have an idea of what each course is going to include. You'll have a table of contents, a description of what's included in that course, exercise files that you can download and follow along with. These might be extended versions of the PowerPoint that's presented. It could also be other exercise files that take your learning to the next level. You also have a discussion board. This is going to be where you can reach out to the authors, ask them questions, and get responses. learning checks that are going to be questions around 10 questions long that's going to help to make sure that you're following along with the concepts, and then recommended courses based on what's presented in the course that we're looking at here. You can also see a little bit of information around the author, who they are, where their background exists, and what they're interested in, as well as sometimes their own personal contact information from LinkedIn or Twitter. You'll also see the level of the course, the rating that it's getting, the duration, and when it was released. Now, a lot of these courses are going to be a visual example of learning or a visual way of learning where they're going to be presented via PowerPoint as well as audio. Another great thing about Pluralsight courses is the ability to search. So a lot of our courses are going to be transcribed, meaning that you can either read the courses, giving you another option on the way that you learn, or you can search for particular keywords. Here we're looking at data analytics. I'm going to go ahead and just do a quick command find and look up warehousing. So data warehousing, it's mentioned 55 times here in this course. I can come down, find some context before and after that keyword, and you'll notice that all of our transcripts are going to be hyperlinked. So when I click on this hyperlink, it's going to drop me directly into the video right when it's speaking about the concept that I was looking for. This accelerates the learning process as well as makes it easily accessible if I need to go back and refresh something. That concludes this portion of the demonstration, speaking to what is included in the CSTA membership and your access to Pluralsight. We talked about how all of the learning is going to be directed around the Praxis certification and how those courses are set up or bundled or orchestrated in order to make sure that you get from point A to point B in your certification preparation as easily and as efficiently as possible. Now, what I'm going to be covering next is going to be part of the expanded offer. That's going to be a paid subscription of $99 for each member of the CSTA organization. You'll have access or the opportunity to purchase that, and it's going to give you full access to the platform, which we'll be covering next. In this portion of the demonstration, I'm going to be expanding on what's included within a Pluralsight license over and above what is going to be offered as a free benefit for CSTA members. Now you'll notice that there are quite a few different offerings here on that home screen. So instead of just having access to the channels and the courses within those channels related to the Praxis certification, you'll also have access to other channels. These are going to be channels that you can put together, including courses out of our 7,000 courses that you've assembled around a particular objective. We also have access to paths, which we'll be covering later. You'll have the opportunity to utilize bookmarks across all 7,000 courses. You'll have recommended courses based off of interest that you would indicate. You'll have the ability to get your skill IQ, which I'll cover, and then access to any of our newest courses that are being released on average around 3 to 5 courses per day, growing our library of 7,000 courses at a pretty incredible rate. Now let's go ahead and cover what are called paths. Now paths are similar to channels in their relation to being sets of courses that are put together. They've also been assembled by our Pluralsight team. However, they're going to be aligned with one of 3 outcomes in different technologies, methodologies, and frameworks. Those outcomes include skill acquisition, role readiness, and certification. All of these are going to be applicable to your role as an educator and helping students prepare for their future. With paths being aligned to one of those 3 outcomes, skill acquisition, role readiness, or certification, there are going to be sets of courses that are designed to get the learner from point A to point B around different technologies. We have paths in development, IT operations, data, security, creative, and then paths related specifically to certifications. I'm going to go ahead and search DevOps as it's a path that I have started working on. You'll notice here that I have 9 courses that are included in this path, 14 hours worth of content, and then you'll notice this indicator for Get Your Skill IQ, which we'll be talking about. So paths being those sets of courses that get that learner from point A to point B, they're going to be kicked off by what's called a skill assessment. A skill assessment is put into place. It's a set of questions, around 15 to 25 questions long. It takes about that same amount of time to complete. And the goal of that skill assessment is to provide the learner with a proficiency level, ranging from novice, proficient, to expert. Based off of the score that's given on that skill assessment, you're going to be assigned a place to begin when it comes to your learning. What's great about this is it allows you to effectively clip out of those courses that might not be pertinent to you and your learning based off of where your skill sets already lie, and it'll have you start at an appropriate place. This is great for things like engagement, so being engaged in the learning that's going to take place, as well as acceleration of that learning process, getting you to an applicability of those skill sets quicker and in a more engaging way. In addition to access to paths, with the full offering, you'll also have an expanded access to channels. Channels being those sets of courses that are going to be aligned with a particular key initiative, in this case, identified by you. So you can access our entire library of over 7,000 courses, put them into a channel. That channel can act as a directed initiative toward a particular item or subject that you're trying to learn. It can also act as a repository for information that you find pertinent to your learning. So not only can you include courses from the Pluralsight platform, but you can also choose to add those external links too. So if there's information that you find yourself continuously returning to or needing refreshers on, or information that you think would surround and support your current initiatives in terms of learning, you can add those courses and add those links into as many channels as you would like to create, customizing your own personal learning experience. As your learning progresses in terms of those skill assessments that you've taken, courses that you're working on, or courses that you've completed, it's all going to funnel back to your own personal profile. This is going to house all of your progress from your learning. This is where you would edit your interests, the areas that you're interested in. That way it suggests content to you based off of those interests. You'll also see activity insights. So insights into how active you are, what your most active time of the day is, and the subjects that you're most interested in. You'll also see any skill IQs that you've taken and the scores related to that, those courses that you're currently involved in and your completion percentages, as well as those completed courses. This is a great way to facilitate conversations with those educators that are in leadership positions, speaking to what you've been working on, what you've been learning, and the efforts that you've taken in order to empower your students and help them unlock their own futures. Now that concludes the demonstration portion of today's presentation. The next thing we're going to cover is offerings. We talked about two different offerings, one being the full offering, the other one being the CSTA offering that's completely free to CSTA members. This is going to be directly aligned with those computer science educators. This is, once again, aligned with the Praxis certification. You're going to have access to over 30 courses around those particular areas that are aligned with the Praxis certification. The CSTA full platform access, once again, $99 for CSTA members. In addition to those courses and channels that are going to be offered and aligned with the Praxis certification, you'll also have full access to the platform. So that expanded view of channels and functionalities there, paths, those skill assessments, so you can enable your learning and advance your learning in those ways. Now, if there are any questions, feel free to reach out to the Pluralsight team or members of the CSTA community, and they can help you determine which one of these offerings is right for you. From the platform, you can easily upgrade your membership. It's going to be located at the bottom right-hand corner when you access the page. It's really easy to sign up for, and we look forward to helping you along your learning journey. In wrapping up here today, I just want to recap what we've talked about. So we talked about the landscape of technology opportunities being expansive and what that rate of growth looks like moving into 2024. We talked about the opportunities it can provide for your students as well as you as educators. We talked about Pluralsight 1, what our initiatives are, what we're focused on in our mission. We talked about how we can align with the Praxis certification and your initiatives as educators. We walked through the platform, how to use it, what's included, and we talked about offerings, both the free CSTA member offering as well as the full offering. I want to say thank you for your time and your investment in getting better at what you do as educators and empowering your students with the knowledge and the skill sets that they need for their future. Thanks for your time. Hello, CSTA members. We're excited that you've joined us here today to learn a little bit more about Pluralsight and how it can impact your world as educators.